Welcome back, students. Today we are going to continue with Act 1, Scene 1, Episode 3. We know Antonio is sad and Bassanio is there with him. Antonio asks Bassanio what he was going to tell him. Bassanio tells about Greciano, who had just left him. He mentions that Greciano speaks an infinite deal of nothing. He speaks all nonsense, and there is no one in the whole of Venice who speaks more than him. Bassanio tells Greciano speaks an infinite deal of nothing more than any man in all Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search. Thus Bassanio tells that the reasons which Greciano gives in his speech are useless, are just nothing. They are just like 2 grains of wheat which are hid in 2 bushels of chaff. And you will take the entire day to search those bushels in order to find the 2 grains of wheat which will be worthless. And it will be just a waste of time. Antonio tells, okay, let us leave him. Just you tell me what the lady or what was about whom you were going to tell me, and you wanted to go there, you wanted to have a secret pilgrimage. You wanted to visit the lady and you promised me that you will tell me. Bassanio then tells or informs Antonio that 'tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled my estate by something showing a more swelling port than my faint means would grant continuance. Nor do I now make moan to be abridged from such a noble raid, but my chief care is to come fairly off from the great depths, wherein my time something too prodigal had left me gagged. So you know very well, I told you in the very beginning that Bassanio was a spendthrift. He enjoyed a lot. He wasted all his money. And now Bassanio tells the same thing to Antonio, that you know it very nicely. It is not unknown to you that I have disabled my estate. I have damaged, completely finished all what I had. And not only that, I had even taken money from you and I have wasted that money also. And he says that I had showed something, a swelling port. I have lived in a grand style. That means he had gone to parties and other places and wasted all his money. And he just, now his means were so faint, so little, that he could not continue to live in the same grand style. And so he says that I do not make moan, I am not sad that I have to cut off all these grand manners, these expenses, and I am forced now to live in a simple way. But actually my chief concern, I just want to come fairly off from my great depths. I have taken much loan from many places and mostly from you, and I want to come off from these great depths, wherein my time something too prodigal had left me gagged. Bassanio compares himself to the prodigal son. The prodigal son, I think many of you know the story of the prodigal son in Christ's parable. And there we had seen, it's a very simple story, but it's a good story for learning a lesson. The prodigal son, there was a person who had 2 sons, and one of them was the prodigal son. He had taken all his father's money from him and he had gone to the city, wasted the money, and when all his fair weather friends had gone away, then he decided to return back. He came back to his father at the end and requested him to keep him as a servant. But his father, he forgave him and he took him back as his own son. So he is the prodigal son. Bassanio thus compares himself to the prodigal son. He also, like the prodigal son, had wasted all what he had. Even he had wasted Antonio's money, and this has left him in debts. He is now planning how to return back and come off from all those debts. He even tells Antonio, "To you I owe the most in money and in love, and from your love I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to clear off all the debts I owe." He tells Antonio, "Because I owe you the most, you love me the most, you have given me a lot of money. And from that I warranty you, I guarantee you that I want to tell you all my plots, all my plans, that how I want to clear off these debts which I owe." Antonio tells him, "I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honor, be assured my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasion." So Antonio tells him that, "Please tell me, let me know the plan. What you have planned, let me know it. And really, if the plan is as honorable as you are, then surely everything, be assured, be sure that everything I have, my purse, the whole amount of my money, I myself, my extremest means, the last means that I have, like all unlocked to you, open to you. You can take everything from me. I'm ready to even give you my life because I love you." Bassanio then tells his plans. He mentions a small event of his school days, which was just pure innocence. He tells that in his school days, when he had lost one shaft means one arrow, while playing, when he had lost one shaft, he shot another arrow in the same manner, in the same direction, but he watched it better, in a proper way, with an advised watch, and he shot the arrow in the same direction in order to find the previous arrow. And sometimes while doing this, while taking this adventurous feat, he found both the arrows. It was just a childhood game, but it was a childhood proof, and he wants to utilize the same childhood proof again. And he tells Antonio that, "I owe you much, and like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow the self-same way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring you later hazard back again, and thankfully rest debtor for the first." Thus Bassanio tells his plan. He tells that, "I owe you much." He tells Antonio that he has taken a lot of money from Antonio, and just like a youth, I just want to tell you that I have lost all the money. I have wasted all the money that I had taken from you. And now I want you to shoot another arrow. That means to spend some more money on me, just like shooting an arrow. And in the same way, I will utilize that money in the same manner, but this time I will watch it carefully. And I do not doubt that if I watch it carefully, if the aim is proper, then I will surely find both the arrows. That means I will find your money which you will invest it now, and also I will find the money, or I will try to gather the money which you had utilized on me previously. It may be that I may not be able to find anything. then I will remain, I'll just bring hazards to you, but I will remain a debtor for you. I will try to return back the loan which I am taking now, and I will remain debtor for your previous loans forever in my life. Antonio, Antonio loved Bassanio more than his life. Bassanio was his only love, his dearest friend, his loving friend. And so Antonio tells him that you are just spending time, you are just wasting your time to tell about your plans in a round and round manner. You know very nicely I love you a lot. And out of doubt, you are just doing wrong to me by just trying to find out whether I love you or not. And if I make it very clear to you that if you had made waste of all I have, then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am preset unto it, therefore speak. So Antonio said, even if you had wasted everything that you take from me, then also, and you come and tell me that I have finished everything, even at that time, I will just ask you to tell me what I should do. And be sure I am always ready to do anything and everything for you. So therefore speak what you want to tell me. After that, Bassanio, after he gets the assurance that Antonio will surely help him in everything he does, at that time Bassanio mentions the rich lady of Belmont. He speaks about Portia. I have already said to you previously in my first episode that Portia was the rich lady of Belmont. So Bassanio mentions Portia, that in Belmont is a lady richly left. Why richly left? Because her father had died. And she is an unmarried woman. She is a virgin. And she has got all her father's property. So she is richly left. She has inherited her father's wealth. And she is fair and fairer than words. She is very, very, very beautiful and of wondrous virtues. She has all good qualities that a lady can have. And sometime from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. We'll find later on also that Bassanio had visited Portia's place Belmont before. And at that time he had received speechless messages. You know, our eyes speak a lot. And with Portia's eyes, she had sent speechless messages which spoke too much that she loved Bassanio. And he tells that her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus's Portia. Here, Bassanio refers to Julius Caesar, to the Shakespeare's drama Julius Caesar, which had another Portia. And there Portia was Cato's daughter, the great Roman, and Brutus's wife, who was a greater Roman, and she was a very, very grand lady. She had virtuous character, virtuous quality. She was a noble red lady. She was respected by all. Bassanio compares this Portia of Belmont to Cato's daughter and Brutus's Portia. He tells that the wide world is not ignorant of her worth. Just as everyone knew Cato's daughter, Brutus's Portia, this Portia of Belmont is also known to everyone. How can he say that? For the four winds blowing from every coast, renowned suitors, and her sunny locks hang on her temples like the golden fleece, which make her seat of Belmont Colchi's strand, and many Jasons come in quest of her. O my Antonio, had I but means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind to presage me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate. Here Bassanio then tells that Portia is known to everyone in the world. because from the four corners of the world, renowned suitors, rich people, rich princes, and everyone are coming towards Belmont. They are reaching Belmont in order to marry Portia, in order to get chance of marrying this lady who is very rich, who has good qualities, noble qualities, who is virtuous and can be regarded as one of the finest women of the world. And so suitors are reaching Belmont. Her sunny locks hanging on her temples are just like the golden fleece, and which makes the seat of Belmont Colchi's Strand. Jason, yes, Colchi's Strand. Jason had led an expedition to Colchis in search of the golden ram's fleece. The golden ram fleece were just tied on a tree and guarded by a dragon. And Jason had led the expedition there to Colchis in order to get those golden fleece. Here also, this Bassanio compares all the suitors who are coming to Belmont, who are reaching Belmont in order to marry Portia, as if they are like Jason who had visited Colchis. And so he tells that Belmont now has become just like the Colchis Strand. And many Jasons are coming in quest of her. Many princes are coming to marry her. Oh my Antonio, he requests Antonio to just allow him to make something for him, to do something for him so that he can hold a rival place. He can also reach Belmont and try to get a chance to try his luck to marry Portia. He tells that I have a presage, I have a premonition that if I reach there somehow, if I have the means, if I have the money to reach there, I'll surely be fortunate, I'll surely be able to marry Portia, who is a very rich lady. And if I am fortunate, it will be an end of all my debts, and I will surely get back everything that I have lost. Antonio now tells him, thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea, neither have I money nor commodity to raise the present sum. Therefore go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do, that shall be racked, even to the uttermost, to furnish thee to Belmont to fair Portia. Go, presently inquire, and so will I where money is, and I no question made to have it of my trust or for my sake. So, we already know that all Antonio's ships are at sea. They are in various directions and they are loaded with rich cargo. So, Antonio has spent a huge amount of money in his ships. And so he tells Bassanio, you see, my fortune is at sea. I do not have a huge amount of money now, nor do I have any commodity which I can sell and arrange money for you. A big amount of money, naturally, to go to Belmont, Bassanio will need a huge amount of money. That much money Antonio cannot arrange at present by himself. So he tells him to go to Venice, to try to get credit, to try to get loan from somehow. And Bassanio, he assures Bassanio, please, you try your utmost because I am ready to give everything for you. And you try to get the money as loan, and so that you can go to Belmont, you can go to fair Portia, you can try your luck to marry Portia. And I will myself also go and try to find money. And there is no question, you either borrow the money, you will be able to borrow the money, there will be someone who will surely give you the money, either he will give you on my name as credit, or he will give you the money for friendship because he may be a friend of mine and he will give you credit. So you go to Venice because you know Venice is a business center. People are there, many big businessmen are there who give loans. We also will later on find Shylock over there, who is a money lender, and Bassanio will get money from him. We'll later find out in the other episodes later on that Bassanio will get the money from Shylock, and Antonio will remain his guarantee. I'll discuss you with about that topic later on in my next episodes. But here he tells, try to get the money, and he's sure that somehow or the other he will get back all the money. He'll get the money, and this will allow Bassanio to go to Belmont and to try his luck to marry Portia. Thus we come to the end of Act 1, Scene 1. Thank you, students. Thank you. Watch it very nicely. This will help you to study properly, to understand the topic nicely. And I told you before, read the book thoroughly. And if you read it, and if you see this video, and if you just follow it properly, you can surely understand Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice properly. Thank you.